Alrighty guys, welcome back to the Houston Kilby YouTube channel. We got some stuff to talk about today. One of those things is a little bit political. I normally don't do anything political at all on the channel, but this has directly relation to what we got going on. It has to do with me, it has to do with you, especially if you're watching this video. You're most likely into hot rods racing, mud racing, sand racing, all that good stuff. You're most likely into it. And if you are, we got to dig into this. So there's been some stuff that's been popping up if you haven't seen it already, and it's got to do with the RPM Act. Okay, this is SEMA that has wrote up this act here, and they're trying to get something going here to protect us. Why are they doing this? Well, the EPA has been at it again here, and they've been attacking the car community pretty hard, and they're going at it again. So let's dive into this here. So basically, to get a gist of this, okay, so you can understand what's happening here, the EPA believes from the Clean Air Act that was passed back in around 2015 time, right around in there, they believe that they have the power to go after anyone and everyone who has taken a stock-bodied vehicle or a vehicle they buy from Chevrolet or from Ford or from any dealer whatsoever. If you make any modifications at all to that vehicle, then you are liable for fines, jail time, or take the vehicle. Some very, very serious stuff. This also goes into even farther, and in my opinion, even worse. If you take one of those stock vehicles and make changes into it, and let's say it's just going to be a race car, it won't have insurance, it won't have anything to do with the street, period. You don't even plan on driving it on the street. It's still illegal to do by some of this verbiage that they got going on in their law here that they're wanting to get going. It's pretty bad stuff. Luckily, SEMA has been on our side. Luckily, SEMA has kind of seen this from the beginning when this all started back in 2015 for this particular thing that we're talking about here. And SEMA has been very proactive. I went ahead and signed the RPM Act. I read through it. I like what I'm seeing, what SEMA is doing, what they're trying to protect us from. I highly suggest you guys going and reading into this deal. Check into it, see, understand what's kind of happening here and what SEMA is trying to protect and trying to help us out, the gearhead here. But anyways, I'm going to show you guys a clip here. This is an old clip. This is from around 2015, 2016, right in there. And this will kind of help you understand what is kind of going on here and how the EPA is throwing a bunch of wordage in here. If they can get things passed, then hey, they can take all kinds of things. And I think this will help you understand. So please watch this so you can kind of understand what's kind of going on here.
Hey, Madam Administrator, I'm sure you're familiar with the EPA's proposed rule released last July that proposed new greenhouse gas standards for medium and heavy-duty trucks.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware that in the middle of that proposed rule, there's a proposal by EPA to make it illegal to modify vehicles used solely for competition?
No, sir, I don't believe that that's what it says, but I certainly understand the section that you're talking about.
Well, I can read the language to you. It says certified motor vehicles and motor vehicle engines and their emission control devices must remain in their certified configuration, even if they're used solely for competition or if they become non-road vehicles or engines. It seems pretty clear to me. In your opinion, are owners of vehicles that have been modified so they can be used for competition now in violation of the law?
Sir, there is a clear exemption in the statute that addresses NASCAR and other professional raceways and why we do not regulate those vehicles. I think we were very directly trying to make sure that we are doing no more than what we've done before in terms of either compliance or enforcement, and we're trying to recognize that exemption in that rule. Now, I fully recognize that this has raised a lot of confusion, and we need to address this confusion moving forward, because there is no way. NASCAR's been a great partner of EPA. They do great work on biofuels. The last thing I want to do is
sure.
alienate them, that's for sure.
I appreciate that, but NASCAR is one facet,
Yes.
but what about your man or woman who likes to take a car in their backyard and fix it up and take it down to the local drag strip and race it. I mean, that kind of modification, it appears very clearly, is now ruled out.
Well, we have never, ever enforced on an individual of that nature. What we're trying to do is get at manufacturers of these devices that they sell and make sure that they sell them only for competitive, dedicated vehicles, because it's really challenging to us to make sure that the certified vehicles remain in compliance with air regulations.
Well, I appreciate what you're saying, but it says here, emission control devices must remain in a certified configuration even if they're used solely for competition. I mean, it sounds different. The rule sounds different from what you're explaining.
We'll do the very best we can. We actually we've had substantial amounts of discussion. Whatever we can do to clarify this, we're going to be able to take those steps.
Well, I think taking the word solely used for competition out,
I'll have to see it in its entirety. I'm not a lawyer. I appreciate the need to use common sense language. I know that what I've told you is what our intent was. We will make sure that the language matches that.
Okay, well, I certainly appreciate that, because not only is this an important part of the way of life for a lot of Americans who enjoy taking cars and modifying them so they can race, but it's a billion-dollar industry of aftermarket folks who make parts for people to use in competition. I remember back in February, you testified before the committee and you made the point that not one EPA regulations ever cost one job. Well, I'm telling you, this is a billion-dollar industry that would be wiped out if we can't clarify this and make sure the intent you've expressed is reflected in the regulation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. That, Mr.
All
Chairman.
right, guys, we are back. So I appreciate you if you've been staying tuned with us here and you finished watching that. Let's just kind of go over this here. Again, this video is 5 years old. This is when all this stuff first started coming about with the Clean Air Act and stuff. And I want to go over a few things here that was talked about and some of the verbiage that's kind of going on here. Okay, so first off here, this whole thing kind of started out as an attack towards trucks, okay? Diesel trucks particularly, okay? When it comes to all the black smoke and that sort of thing. They were wanting to kind of hone in on that. I want to emphasize here that also on EPA's stance on this. If you go to their page there, I'll put that up here in just a second. They show a picture of a diesel truck blowing black smoke, and they're trying to say, as a response to the SEMA Act here, the RPM Act, that it's being taken out of context and that they are wanting to go after these trucks that's really polluting really bad. Okay, I find that interesting that they say that, but in their actual bill, their actual law that they're trying to put through here, they put in there, let's say here, any motor vehicle, they can't have modifications to them. What? That's a little bit different from just trucks. Okay, so they're sneaking in verbiage in here again, trying to get everything. Instead of just saying, oh, we're wanting to go after this. No, they're wanting to go after all of it. Okay, she goes further on and she starts to talking about they're not going to force it on individuals. They're going to try to keep things as is, that they've never went after individuals. Well, that's false. I mean, something as simple as, heck, the muffler deal that's been going on for a long time. Your vehicle can only be so loud. That's some restrictions right there. Another big one is, that's what's been kind of going on here very recently, is catalytic converters. That's another one. If they sniff your vehicle in certain states, if it don't pass that sniff, you're in trouble. So I mean, that's some more EPA stuff right there along with it. So they're trying to be really sneaky here. Another thing that really kind of bugs me here, and she talks about it a little bit, they want to go after the manufacturers as well. What? They want to go after the businesses that build and create and manufacture these aftermarket parts. Well, first off, she didn't say anything, or is this legislation protecting anyone that's wanting to go race with these parts, okay? It's only protecting people who might go into a pro sport, okay, like NASCAR and they haven't listed much. There's a lot of information that they haven't really released on this. And again, you know, we're taking some wild stabs at this. Luckily, the SEMA group has been really, really focused on this and giving us the information that we have. But, you know, again, they're not wanting just to go after the vehicles. They're not just wanting to go after us. They're wanting to go after the manufacturers. They've already started this with Stainless Works, okay? You guys seen, I'm sure, here in the past few weeks, you know, at the end of February there, Stainless Works released a letter. I'll post that up here so you guys can see that they'll no longer be selling to anyone that's using their products for off-road use. Come on now. Again, this is the EPA, I mean, sticking it right to the man here, and it's not good, guys. It's really, really not. I feel like they're doing a direct attack on us, a direct attack on any type of entrepreneur who's in the automotive industry whatsoever. I know in the video, the gentleman who was speaking there, he mentioned that it's a $1 billion industry. Ladies and gentlemen, it's not a $1 billion industry anymore. It's a $2 billion industry now. That's how many manufacturers is in, you know, high performance components and anything that has to do with making mods to your vehicle. So again, guys, it's just, to me, this is a very, very dirty politic thing that they're doing right now. I feel like there's a whole lot more important stuff that they need to be focused on versus as coming after the cars. Now, personally, do I think that this deal is going to happen tomorrow, where they're going to come and take our cars or say we can't drive them on the street anymore if you've got a K&N filter on there? No, I don't think so. I think SEMA is getting ahead of this, and it has been on top of this since 2015. Thank goodness. And I think they're going to stomp this very good for us. But still, again, it's just aggravating that this is even being brought up. It just is. I feel like there's a whole lot more important stuff, and this is definitely not one of them. But again, this comes to, with all this regulations that's coming out, wanting to move to all electric cars by 2035, that sort of thing. If you've been keeping up with what Mr. Biden has been saying, there's some crazy stuff going on out there, folks. There really, really is. I felt like there's some information here that I needed to give you guys. Something that you can do right now to help get this out there is go to SEMA's website, okay, and fill out the email form that's sending out emails to your local representatives, okay? I did this. It's very, very simple. It sent emails out to my local representatives, and I'm sure if you guys paid attention, I actually got a response email there while I was trying to get the footage there of that hearing there that you're watching. But guys, it's one of those deals where I tell you, we're living in some crazy times. We all love our sports that we're into, whether it be drag racing, whether it be off-road racing, mud racing, sand racing, any of that stuff. I mean, you guys see us building all of it in here, just about it. And I don't want to see that stuff disappear, and I dang sure don't want to see the streetcar community disappear either. You know, we all cannot be just racing all the time. This stuff is expensive. It's, you know, it takes a lot of components to get together just so you can go to one race, let alone if that's the only thing you can take your vehicle to that you've made modifications to. So again, guys, let's stay up on top of this. I just want to get this information out to you. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. If you guys have found more information out, or if I missed something here, definitely be sure to comment down below. That helps us out a ton there. I really like to communicate with you guys as well. Again, I don't get political on the channel. This is just one of those deals. I felt like this directly pertains to us. This pertains to what we're doing. This pertains to the channel 100%. And I felt like you guys need to be aware of what's going on here. And definitely you can help and get your word out there and get SEMA's word out there and get this RPM Act going so we can protect ourselves and so we can enjoy our stuff. But that's it for this one. Be sure to make sure you are subscribed to the channel. It helps us out a ton. Make sure you like the video. It helps as well. Comments are a huge, huge help on YouTube now. Every time you guys comment, I'm seeing it in our analytics. It's really boosting up our videos every time you guys comment. I was talking to Dad in here the other day, and I was showing him an episode that we done last year, and literally I got a comment from 2 people on an old video we done. It was sitting like at 500 views. Folks, in 1 week we went from 500 views to like 10,000 and some views, just like that. And that's super awesome that that happens. So those comments that you guys do are extremely important. It helps get those videos back up and out there. And again, we really, really appreciate that. If you've been watching this whole time, I'm gonna do something cool. So, and you guys are really gonna like this. I've got 3 t-shirts. These are OG shirts. I've got 3 mediums here, all right? If you wanna get a shirt, and I'll ship it to you as long as you're in the United States, all right? All you gotta do is comment down below and say, hey, I'd like to have one of those shirts, and I'm subscribed to the channel. That's all you gotta do. Now, if you've already got one of these and you've won one in the past there, definitely I'd appreciate it if you'd pass it on to the next person there. I know they'd appreciate it too. But again, I got 3 shirts we can give out here. So 3 people. Comment down below or more. Get as many comments as we can down there. And again, they're mediums. That's all I got left of the OG ones. We do have new shirts, and that's the Freedom shirts. You guys be sure and go and check those out. All the money that I get from that goes directly to this beast back here behind me. And in the upcoming video, you guys are going to get to see some of the proceeds out of that. I mean, we've been pumping the money into this thing, and we're about to have some cool stuff happening with this car here. So every bit that you guys help out with buying shirts and stuff like that, it goes right into this car, and it helps me out a ton. I cannot thank you all enough. So again, thank you everyone. Really appreciate it. Until next time, you guys have a good one.